I've turned up, so this team better turn up because I'm turning up, and Arthur's also turning up. So since Arthur's turning up, this team better turn up. Says, I hope we win. I hope we also win. I don't know if we will, but let's hope so. Let's hope so. I'm going for a 1-0 win. The hat judger, which I think is Grace, says Andy Robertson to Spurs, which is, Andy Robertson to Spurs on the condition that Spurs stay in the Premier League. It's probably a good move for everybody involved if you think about it. Does that mean Tsimikas comes back to Liverpool, or what's going to happen there? I'm curious. Stefan says, will Umar have maintained his strict diet exercise? I have. It's been 1 day weights, 1 day cardio, 1 day weights, 1 day cardio, and no dessert apart from fruit. So I have been sticking to it in order to be less fat. I like the bluntness, in order to be less fat, not in order to build muscle, not in order to, I don't know. The bluntness of in order to be less fat is more funny than it probably meant to be originally. Miro says hi. How's everyone? Do you have pre-match predictions? I'm gonna go for 1-0. But you know the crazy thing. I was looking at the league table, right? So Liverpool are 5th, 49 points, as you can see. Fulham are 11th. I thought, okay, Fulham are 11th. Fulham are rubbish. Who cares? This is going to be an easy win. But Fulham have got 44 points and Liverpool have got 49. So the gap between 4th and 5th, the gap between 5th and 11th is only 5 points. So we're only 5 points ahead of Fulham, which is the same gap between 4th and 5th. So 4th and 5th, Villa to Liverpool is 5 points. 5th to 11th, Liverpool to Fulham also 5 points. So it's not that. It's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy. SH says 54-0 to Fulham. That could happen. I mean, 54-0 is pushing it. I think 53-0 or 52-0. Or maybe 52-1. I think 52-1 could happen, but you never know. Why ass whooping? It's just been one ass whooping after another recently. On the Liverpool YouTube channel, they upload match highlights and they're always 2 minutes because it's Liverpool getting battered by PSG. So they can only do 2 minutes of highlights for that. Liverpool getting battered by Man City, so they can only do 2 minutes of highlights for that. Let's hope they get a few more highlights today. Reluctant Gamer, how you doing? Hope you are good. I'm gonna start Resident Evil Requiem tomorrow. Quite excited for it. But I think you said you've already completed that game. Isabel says they're gonna battle it. Is this Arsenal? The funny thing is, I don't want to sound like an oracle because I do get things wrong. But I have been saying this since the start of the year. When Arsenal were a gazillion points ahead, I said, no. Arsenal are going to fall back and Man City are going to catch them. I know it's not guaranteed yet, but if it's funny, I do aim to do the lottery. Arthur said, I heard Alisson might move. Is he going to move from one hospital bed to another, or is he moving hospitals? You'll have to let me know. JJ's been scarred by recent performances, saying just as scared for this as PSG. I'm a bit less scared, I can't lie, but that's probably a bad thing because if we lose, that will make me feel even worse. But I think we'll get a result. I got no idea what Fish is talking about. You might have to translate that. I hope you're good, Catherine. I mean, also Miro doesn't know what you're talking about, so it's not just me. I was thinking, what the hell does that mean? You turned up with that kit and nice hat. Yeah, well, this is a new hat, which I don't like, but Grace has been peer pressuring me to wear it, so I'm wearing it. It's not a real hat. It cost me like £10-12 from China, but it's a bit different. And yeah, I thought I'd wear the normal kit because I've been lacking with respect to kits recently. He might move to Juventus, as in Alisson. Then Juventus will have a long history of very good goalkeepers. The irony of how close Sunderland and Newcastle are as well. That whole block, right? That whole block of teams from... So Liverpool are 5th with 49 points. Yeah, you can see that. If you then go down to 13, that's just 7 points. So yeah, you're right. Newcastle and Sunderland. So Sunderland 43, Newcastle 42. So between 5th and 13th, there's only 7 points, which is nothing. Which is like a couple of games max. So I'm a bit nervous for this, I can't lie. But let's see. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be alright. I think it'll be alright. It's a changed lineup as well. I'm mostly okay with the lineup apart from one particular aspect. So Mamardashvili in goal, which you have to do because Alisson's hamstrings are made out of crisps. Frimpong right back. Frimpong's back. What minute do you reckon Frimpong's going to get injured? 50, 52, 25, 13? Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson. Okay. Szoboszlai, Jones, Salah, Wirtz, Rio, and Gakpo. Interesting. I actually don't mind that because it's quite a change because I think McAllister's been rubbish recently. And I think Gravenberch has been rubbish recently. But I'm a bit worried about Gakpo up front. I mean, you've got Isak on the bench. I know he's not fully fit, but I swear against PSG, he looked pretty fit. And you've got Ekitike on the bench. So I'm really concerned. I'm extremely concerned. Yeah, didn't have to worry about games like this. You didn't have to worry about games. Why is someone doing fireworks? It's bright outside. Can you hear the fireworks? Why? Why are you doing fireworks at this time? Can you hear that shit? Why? Are these people fucking dumb? It's so bright. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, didn't have to worry about games like this last season, and also used to get excited about games like PSG last season, but we don't get excited about those games anymore. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, not starting Ekitike is crazy. And I would have thought, okay, if they're not starting Ekitike, maybe Isak's fit to start. But to start Gakpo, it's like playing with 10 players. Do you think he's got one eye on the midweek game? I think that game's gone, you know. I don't have... I know he's Anfield and all that, but I don't have faith in this team to get anything, if I'm totally honest with you. Yeah, SH is saying 50 seconds. I was saying this previously about Frimpong. Whenever Frimpong goes down hurt, it's always the most painful injury ever. Like, he never just goes down like, ow, or, you know, or ouch. He always goes down like, ah! Like every single time. I'm like, does it hurt that much every single time? Does it really hurt that much every single time? So I get a bit concerned with Frimpong. I don't want Robertson to move. I'm just expecting nothing. Yeah, I'm in the same camp. I'm 100% in the same camp. Of course, he starts to dictate Gakpo. Gakpo's gonna do absolutely nothing this game, especially up front, especially central, because his only move is cutting inside from the left onto the right and then whacking it over the bar. What's he gonna do up front? So in the kind of pre-match, you know, when the pre-match graphics, they've got Gakpo up front. I hope he's on the left. Well, to be honest, I hope he's on the bench, but that's not going to happen. But we'll have to see kind of where he actually is. Stefan says, oh my God, Umar, the till was wrong at work. I had to stay and sort it out, and now I've missed the start of the stream. That's okay. You didn't miss too much. I did read your thing out where you were saying, will I have maintained my strict diet? I have maintained my strict diet and exercise. So it's 1 day weights, 1 day cardio, 1 day weights, 1 day cardio. But I did laugh where you said, in order to be less fat. I was thinking the wording on that could maybe be a bit less blunt, but it is quite funny nonetheless. But yeah, the plan is to be a bit less fat. SH is saying, honestly sick of him this season. And at the exact same time, Isabel says, "Oh, f off, Gakpo up front." I mean, you're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. I despise that guy with a passion. He's just gonna do nothing. He offers no movement. He offers no strength. He offers no intelligence. He offers no anything. He's tall. He's about 6'4", but he can't really head the ball. There's no point to him. It's like having a fucking scarecrow up front. It's like putting a fence up front, like 2 planks of wood vertically and 1 plank of wood horizontally. There's absolutely no point having him there. I would say off the left, he is very slightly useful sometimes. And that's perhaps the biggest compliment I can give him. Off the left, sometimes he's maybe okay-ish. But up front, he ain't going to do nothing. Finally, Rio plays some games. There's a positive at the very least. Billy says, score predictions. I'm going to go for 1-0. But my score predictions have been rubbish recently. How about you? Yeah, the thing is with so they've just kicked off. With Gakpo, so Rio's on the left, Salah's on the right, Wirtz is in the number 10. I can't see the striker. It's Gakpo. Gakpo's up front by himself. I thought, you know what, it might be some sort of organic kind of, bougie kind of spicy thing where, Gakpo's inverting in 5 different positions and maybe he's not actually up front, but no. It's the simplistic thing where Gakpo's going to run around like a headless clown up front. Make Gakpo captain. Gakpo doesn't even track back half the time and constantly complains. And I'm thinking, why are you complaining, Cody? We should complain. We should be complaining because we have to watch you. I think Rio might. Well, I hope Rio has a good performance. Can't wait to see my boy Gio Leone back in action. El Muro. I completely forgot about him, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad about that. But I totally forgot about him, which is really annoying because that one performance he had was really, really good. Do you know if he's going to be back for pre-season or if he's going to be back during the start of next season? Because there's Gio Leone and there's also Jeremy Jacquet à la Française. La garçon français. So there's 2 young centre backs. I hope they're both ready for pre-season. Because I know Jeremy Jacquet got that injury as well, so I hope they're okay. Apparently Alonso is close, says Isabel. I hope so. The thing is, a lot of the news that's been coming out recently, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. I mean, you probably have seen it. They're saying Slot's job is safe. They're going to give him another year, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's losing their heads, but I just think that's not true. I don't think they... because a lot of the journalist stories, they're written based on information that is fed from inside the club. It doesn't strike me as a club that would say, you know what, Slot's screwed, we're getting rid of him. So I think they're just going to say, no, everything's fine, everything's good, nothing to see here. And then secretly they're sorting out deals behind the scenes. And I'm hoping that's what's happening. I'm hoping that's what's happening with Alonso. Because they have no reason. They have no reason to go to a journalist and say, yeah, Slot is screwed. They've got no reason. What benefit do they get from that? They get no benefit from that other than bringing additional attention onto the club. So you just say, yeah, it's all fine. It's all fine. And then you just make the change at the right time. Chester says, Slot is taking the P by starting Gakpo as a striker. He is. I'd rather start with 10 players, but... it is what it is. That's the second time I've seen Robertson in the striker position. I don't know what's going on there. Getting paid to sit back and relax. How much is he on? He's probably on a fair amount as well. Paul goes out. Jay's Nan is a better player than Gakpo. Predictable and painful to watch. My Nan is also a better player than Gakpo. And she died about 20 years ago. Gakpo is just... Oh shit, you're right. I'm forgetting something. Adam says, do you watch boxing? Yeah, is it Tyson Fury versus... What's his name today? As Tyson Fury returned from the steroid pool. you know when he retires to get the gear out of his system. Yeah. So it's Tyson Fury versus that guy today. Was it Chisora versus Deontay Wilder last week? Was that last week? Or was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, that was last week. But no, I do. If it's on like at a reasonable time, I'd say. But yeah, Arthur said start the time. It's a corner to the Reds. Corner in. Nothing happens. "3 minutes in," says Isabel, "and we have basically been in our own half at home. Welcome to LFC. This means more. We are the biggest team in the world, but we can't seem to string two passes together." Yeah. I'm honestly at the point where I would just love... I mean, wanting a win is one thing. The level below that is wanting a goal. I'm the level below that. I want a shot on target. That's what I've been reduced to. Just give me a shot on target. Forget about winning the game. Forget about scoring a goal. I just want a shot on target because I've not seen one of those in a while. Yeah, as Akash is saying, I just want to get into the box. Same here. That's kind of what I've also been reduced to. Just give us something encouraging. You don't have to win the game. You don't have to score, but just have a shot, or get into the box. Isak to start against PSG. I reckon it's probably Ekatike is going to start, which is maybe why Ekatike is not starting today. I think Ekatike is going to start. Isak's going to come off the bench. But with that said, when Isak came off the bench against PSG, he looked quite lively. He was making runs, but we were just not passing it. We're just not passing it to him. But yeah, I reckon it's going to be Ekatike. I'm 100% sure this is fish. 1,000% sure this is fish. Stefan says, Arsenal game was dull as hell. It was dull as hell, but they lost, which makes it a bit less dull. They only started trying for the last 20 minutes. By then, it was too late. I mean, I don't mean to sound like an oracle. I don't mean to sound like Mystic Meg. But there's this certain person who wears a Liverpool shirt and sometimes wears a cap, who has been saying all year that Arteta is far too risk averse. Arteta is far too pragmatic. Once he gets a lead, he has a tendency to then sit back. And then basically that punishes him. I feel like somebody's been saying that all year. He doesn't have the balls to kind of go for the jugular. He'll always kind of sit back. He'll get a lead, where it's a lead in a game or a lead over a course of games. But then in a couple of games, he'll just sit back. And then he'll try and preserve his lead. So I'm not surprised that's what happened. And if you're doing that at home, then you fully deserve to lose at home. Cross by Rio, saved. AB reckons he brings on Ekatike and Isak together today to try them with Wirtz before Tuesday. I'd love to see that. It would give me a bit of footballing happiness. So sounds like a plan to me. And the thing is, you might as well try it because you've tried everything else, hasn't worked. Try this now. How we been playing so far? It's okay. Nothing too special, but nothing too terrible. So they've got Rio on the left, which is encouraging because he is kind of pacey, he's kind of tricky. But I'd say it's okay so far. But to be honest, everything is okay after that last match. That last match was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. So in comparison to that, it's better. Yeah, as Jay says, Rio makes me happy. So good. Whenever I see Rio, like my mood increases slightly. I'm like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. And even if we don't win, at least we'll be entertained, and at least we'll have somebody who's trying to do that thing called playing football. So Rio makes me happy. Arthur doesn't think in the Arsenal game it was actually a pen. Is that a pen? Is that Victor Gyökeres' pen? Or was there another pen? Stefan was with a group of City fans today, which according to myself, these people do not exist. They don't exist. That's impossible. Are you sure you were with City fans? Are you sure it wasn't, say, Bristol City, Norwich City? Because it can't have been Manchester City, because I don't think anybody supports that team. Red says it's going to be a nervous game. It's a nervous game to add to the collection of nervous games we've had recently. Ooh, good play by Wirtz. Oh, wow. Okay, Robertson shot. Very good play by Wirtz. Wirtz is very good in those tight spaces, I've got to say. Pass it to Frimpong. Frimpong cut it back to Robertson, but nothing happened. Paul is a ref. So we have a professional opinion. Hand above the shoulder. Of course, it was a penalty. Fair enough. Is that the Arsenal one? I'll admit I didn't see the game, but I did see the penalty being taken. If that makes sense. Sam is watching on the train right now. Very nice. Also, I'm jealous you got internet on the train. Whenever I'm on the train, I can never get internet. Wirtz is looking good right now. He is, yeah. Very good in tight spaces. He has this tendency where he'll be in a very tight space and there'll be, say, 3 or 4 players around him. And whenever that kind of thing happens, you always think, okay, the player's going to lose the ball. But no, he has a way of kind of getting out of tight spaces and also making things happen. In that instance, he passed it to Frimpong. Paul says it's a penalty. Fair enough. Stefan lives about 8 miles from Etihad. So yes, I regularly meet City fans. Do you want me to tell them they don't exist? Are you sure though? Are you sure? Actually, to be fair, I did see a Man City t-shirt in Madrid last week. So you might be right. I did see somebody wearing a Man City t-shirt. I mean, it was a kid though. It was a kid. Kid was like about 7 or 8, but still totally can. Salah with a shot, but saved. Grace is here. Grace, I'm wearing the hat. Do you like the hat or do you not like the hat? I don't like it, to be honest, which is why I've not worn it. I think there's a bit too much going on, but your opinion tends to differ. Jay says the real question is, did they support City 15 years ago? So the kid will have an excuse because he was about 7 or 8, but did his mom or dad support City 15 years ago? That would be the question. Paul says, Salah just cannot find the target right now. I've got no confidence in him to finish. You've got something in common with him then, because I think he also has no confidence in himself to finish. He seems to be kind of just going through the motions. You know, when you've handed your notice in at your job, so you don't really bother for the remaining month or so. That's what it looks like to me. So Salah's essentially handed his notice in. And I know it doesn't make sense 100%. So now I just feel like he's just kind of going through the motions. Grace, actually, you like this hat? Fair enough. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, you might not see this one too often. My finger's frozen. Let me refresh it. Stefan says, "Who are the 50,000 people in the stadium?" As in the city stadium, but that stadium's very rarely actually full if you think about it. I mean, the capacity may be 50,000, but the actual capacity is 50. But then the question could be, who are the 50? Stefan went to Main Road a lot in the 80s to see City when it was £4 standing. Oh. Rio doing his tricky things, but didn't quite go through. Do you think we can still? No. I honestly thought that was going to be, do you think we can win the game? So then I was like, kind of meant, you know, sometimes when you read half a sentence, you mentally predict what it says. So I thought you were going to say, do you think we can win this game? I mean, winning this game is a bit of a stretch at the moment. As is getting a shot on target. That's the level of my expectation currently. It's not win the game. It's not score. It's just get a shot on target. Get a shot on target. That's the extent of my hopes and wishes. The brightness up a bit. There you go. Is that too bright? I should do. Grace says, what are those things on the hat? I don't know. I just I bought this at the airport, but on my phone when I was waiting to come back. I don't really like it. It's just there's too much going on. But how's your cold? Is your cold any better? At least there will be 5 English teams in the Champions League. Hopefully we can get it. Hopefully yes. We just need Chelsea to. That was a bit of a dive. That might have been a bit of a dive by Rio. We just need Chelsea to maybe lose a few more games. A lot of people are saying whether the manager stays or not is dependent on Champions League qualification. I don't think it is. I think the manager's gone regardless. But yeah, of course you want Champions League. Champions League games are my favorite games. So if we don't have Champions League, I'm going to be a bit disappointed next year. Or maybe it's all implanted memories because I'm a replicant like in Blade Runner. You could be. I mean, do they do much running in Blade Runner since it has the word runner in it? Because then they could probably teach this team how to run, because this team does none of that. Arsenal 2-1 loss against Bournemouth. Yeah, I saw. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the result. I can't lie. I watched the last 2-3 minutes just to just to enjoy the loss. But yeah, are they capitulating again like they do every single year? At least it's giving an exciting end to the season. Could be 6 places if Villa win the Europa League. The more places, the better, because it's gonna be tough to finish 5th. So if there's one more place, then that will make me a lot more confident. Jalil is not even watching the game. Had enough of this team. I don't blame you. It's just been one. It hasn't even been. I mean, it's one thing to lose game after game after game, but to just lose game after game after game with just terrible performance after terrible performance and not even get a shot on target, not even score. I don't blame you. I'll be honest. I watched the PSG game on, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. I watched the PSG game on Tuesday, and after the game, I was thinking, why did I even do that? I could have just so I've got stuff to do in the garden because seasons are changing. I was honestly thinking I could have just done the garden. Why did I watch that game? Grace is not feeling better, but thanks for asking. I've got a nasal spray because it's one of those where you can't breathe and it messes with your sleep type of cold. I see. Is that why you were awake at like 3 a.m. or something, or 5 a.m.? But I hope you feel better soon. I think the weather should be a bit better in the next few days also, so that should also help. Fingers crossed. Gakpo with a shot. Not bad for Gakpo. I mean, it was wide because, let's be honest, he's shit. But it was not bad. Why is Robertson constantly in the number 10 position as well? That's happened about 4 times now. Nick says, do you think Arsenal will go trophyless? I said at the start of the season they'll go trophyless. So I hope they do, just so that I can pretend I know what I'm talking about. Because I said at the start of the season they will. OG Shen, I'm enjoying this Arsenal hate watch recently. Not gonna lie, anyone but them. I'm at the same stage you are. I just find it a bit bizarre because you have fans of all teams, right? You got Liverpool fans, you got Chelsea fans, you got Villa fans, you've got United fans, you've got Man City fans, even though I'm debating that. You've got Newcastle fans, and most fans are relatively fine. But with Arsenal fans, they're just unnecessarily aggressive. And I'm like, okay, number one, that's weird. And number two, what are you being aggressive about? You've got nothing to be aggressive about. You haven't won anything for decades. And the people being aggressive have never seen their team win anything, which makes it all the more funny. Like, if it was Liverpool fans being aggressive, even though I wouldn't approve of it, I'd get it. If it was Chelsea fans being aggressive, I'd get it. Spurs, recently they got a Europa League. I get it. I understand it. But with Arsenal fans, they just have this bizarre aggression, but like no muscle behind the aggression. And the funny thing is, there's never a moment. There's never any moment of humbleness. It's aggression. And then when they F up and win nothing, it's, oh, please feel sorry for us. Please feel sorry for us. Who is it? Is it Kroenke? Oh, Salah. Kroenke out. Get Kroenke out, please. And it's the same thing. So then they'll start crying about Kroenke, and then they'll buy a few more players, and then it starts to it goes on aggression. I'm like, why are you not being so aggressive? Just chill out. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. To be fair, Real Madrid fans can also be aggressive, but I understand where they're coming from, because when I say aggressive, as in flex, they kind of flex their muscles. So it's like, I understand it. I understand it coming from Real Madrid fans, but like Arsenal are nothing. Like, they're nothing. I'd understand it more from Chelsea. At least Chelsea have a recent history of winning something. Arsenal don't have anything, so I just don't get it. Because it's like you're starting a fight, but then when you can't win the fight, then you're like, no, don't hit me back. I don't get it. It's bizarre. Arsenal also seem to think a 1-0 win versus Sporting Lisbon is enough to take them through. It definitely is not. They could lose at home to Sporting, but to be honest, they'll probably get through against Sporting. But anytime they come up against a decent team, I don't know if it's Bayern. If it would be Bayern, based on the current draw, if they come up against Bayern, they're gonna get battered, and then they're gonna start crying again. It's just weird, and it's only this team that seems to do it. This team and Real Madrid, but Real Madrid have a reason for doing it, so I get it. Grace woke up at 5 a.m. Then just played on my Xbox because I couldn't fall back asleep. What were you playing? That is the question. Were you playing Rocket League? Chelsea cheated to get their trophies. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Why make up silly lies just to kind of feel better? This again, I don't understand. No, Chelsea did not cheat. What evidence do you have that Chelsea cheated? Is this what happens where a team we don't like wins something and therefore we convince ourselves in our little heads that, they cheated, that's what it is? No, they didn't. No, they didn't fucking cheat. And are you honestly telling me for every single trophy they won, Champions League, Premier League, Europa League recently, Chelsea cheated? No, they didn't. It's just insane. It's just insane delusion. Yeah, Caden knows what I'm on about. Not a single soul has ever said Kroenke. That's all they were saying last year and the year before and the year before and the year before. You know when suddenly they realize they can't actually win anything and they've been deluding themselves for the entire year, that's when it starts. Isabel says, not wrong. Arsenal fans are complete dicks in my experiences. In my experiences too. But it's like, they're like chihuahuas, like chihuahuas, like bark at you, start and try a fight, start a fight with other dogs. And it's like, what are you gonna do? It's just insane. It's just crazy. I just don't get it. Yeah, I don't know kind of how Chelsea cheated. It's just a bizarre football thing whereby if there's a team we don't like, we say, yeah, they cheated, because then a deluded sense of reality makes us feel better about what actually happened, which is, you know what, Chelsea are a decent team. Chelsea, even when things are not going so well, Chelsea have a way of getting things over the line. Chelsea have that mentality in their club, in terms of they know how to win trophies. So the whole kind of this team cheated, no, they didn't. I mean, it could sometimes. Google Occam's razor. If you've never heard Occam's razor, Google it. That will explain some of this. They cheated. I mean, they really didn't. You were playing Rocket League and you were playing Call of Duty. Have you gotten any better at Call of Duty yet, or is it still? To be honest, I've stopped playing Call of Duty recently. They've released some new maps, but it hasn't really reignited my enthusiasm for the game. So, but I already told you I'm going to play a different game tomorrow. Jaden says, Arsenal act like Saka is the best player in the world. It's so funny. This is another thing I don't understand. Saka, best right winger in the world. Declan Rice, best midfielder in the world. Gabriel, I don't know. Saliba, best defender in the world. Arteta's got a short back and sides haircut. Short back and sides, best haircut in the world. The best everything in the world, but no trophies. But the thing is as well, you're just deluding yourself here. You're just setting yourself up for further disappointment when reality hits. I don't get it. Raya's not better than Emi Martinez. I don't care what anyone says. I'd agree. I think Emi Martinez is a elite goalkeeper. Raya's good, but we have a tendency sometimes when a player is good, we suddenly start saying they're the best in the world, they're world class. It's like, no, chill out. Players can be good. They don't have to be world class, if that makes sense. The worst fans to me will always be United and Arsenal fans. I know that the reason United fans are the same for me because they absolutely hate Liverpool, but still, yeah. The thing is though, with United fans, I can understand it. I can understand it with given given the kind of success that they've had. Granted, not a lot in kind of recent times, but you can still kind of understand the logic for it. Oh, cross. Sabazla on the floor, but Sabazla gets up. You don't hear Occam's razor mentioned on Radio 5. You do not. You absolutely do not. I hope at least one person Googles it, but I doubt. I doubt they will. Calypso says, "What up? Nothing much, the usual." Ooh, saved. What do you think of Southampton going 17 unbeaten right now? Good for Southampton, I guess. Ekatike is better than Isak. I disagree. When they're both fit, Ekatike is holding bench, or at most they're gonna play together. I think Isak is a elite striker who's pretty much the finished article. Ekatike is very good, but still has areas where he needs to kind of develop, I think. TNT Sports post-match stats today said players passed back to Raya in Arsenal's goal 38 times in the game. Constant backwards play in a game they needed to win. You can, I think you can blame that a lot on their manager, because they do kind of have, they do genuinely have good players. I disagree with the notion that they've got the best winger, the best midfielder, the best defender, the best groundsman, the best tea lady who makes the best tea. But they do have good players. But I've said since the start of the year, I highly doubt they'll win anything with Arteta. He's a clown. he's an idiot. He's far too pragmatic. He's far too risk averse. He'll get a lead, but then when he gets a lead, he'll just suddenly start defending over the top, and then he'll get more and more defensive, and then just win nothing. Is it £1 billion that he spent now, and he's got nothing to show for it? It's freaking insane. I think it's over £1 billion, isn't it? And they still keep giving him more money. Good cross by Rio. I don't know what Salah's doing there though. Radio 5 is a right-wing reactionary channel, so colour me surprised they don't talk about intelligent subjects. Yeah, I've kind of tuned off from kind of BBC in general now these days, to be honest. They have a they pretend to be unbiased, but I'm not sure they are. Stefan knows what Occam razors mean. The simplest explanation is the most likely in any event. I agree, and that is correct. Mr. Default says United. Hope you are good. Have you had a Big Mac meal and a wrap of the day recently? Since that is your McDonald's order of choice, but I hope you are good. Played 2 strikers up top, and we would do amazing. It would be an improvement over this, but let's be honest. Pretty much everything would be an improvement over this. What I want to see in the summer is some pace, some pacey players, and ideally a midfielder who can actually tackle, as in a Fabinho type, a Mascherano type of midfielder. I played a full 90 minutes of football today for the first time in a year, and I realised it's not for me. It's probably because you went straight to the 90 minutes. You didn't get subbed off though, so there's a positive right there. Have you got more football planned, or you gonna take a break of another year just to recuperate? Grace was 10 minutes late because she was in Tesco. What did you get from Tesco? Did you get more medicine? Why on God's green earth is Gakpo up top? That is the question. Gakpo offers absolutely nothing. What is Gakpo actually good at? Genuinely, and I'm not even taking the mick here. He's not quick. He's not intelligent. I don't think he's a good finisher. He's tall, which would delude you into thinking he's a good header, but he's not good heading the ball. He's not particularly skillful. He's not good in tight spaces. He's very, very, very one-footed. Yeah, you are right. That's the only thing. I was literally gonna say all he ever does is cut inside and then whack the ball over the bar. It's pointless. It's pointless having that guy up front, man. Like I would genuinely rather have a kid. I would rather have some sort of kid from the youth team under 21s. Just stick them there. Grace had McDonald's before she went to Tesco, had a Big Mac and apple slices. He had a healthy dessert at the very least. No more football for a few years, fair enough. I've started exercising pretty much every day now. One day of weights, one day of cardio, one day of weights, one day of cardio, one day of weights, one day of cardio. I started on Monday. Monday, I was absolutely dead from the weights. I couldn't even walk. But yesterday, Fridays, felt a lot better. So I think sometimes you just have to kind of get used to it. Sean says, "How do you think the game's going?" I'll be honest, nothing much has happened. My pre-match prediction was 1-0. I'll still go with that, but this is the type of game that you would have been up, say, 2-0. In past years, you'd already be 2-0 up. But they can't seem to string more than a couple of passes together. I used to play every week, but I just don't enjoy playing anymore. Fair enough. Whatever works for you. I don't think I've actually played football in many years. Gakpo up top, you better be ready for a loss. Rio's looking kind of pacey. Ooh! Speak of the devil. This is the thing. This is why we always say this guy needs to start, because this guy is the only bit of energy in this dog shit team. He's the only one with a bit of energy and a bit of enthusiasm and he's the only one without fear, which is maybe because he's young. But what a finish that was. He did his little kind of step over, and then curl it in the far post. This is why this guy needs to start. But this guy has never played, because my Easter egg of a manager would rather pay Cody Gakpo. That's genuinely an amazing finish. Did his kind of little step over thing. Ironically, he did the Gakpo move. But if Gakpo tried that, so Rio's on the left today. Rio cut in from the left and did like a curling shot into the far post. If Gakpo tries that hits. Is it the Artemis thing that's going to the moon? Gakpo literally hits that fucking Artemis thing, and then the ball comes back. I mean, he's doing the scuba celebration. I don't know how I feel about a scuba celebration, but I'll let him do it. He's about 17. I agree 1,000% with George. I genuinely think if Rio had been playing in, it's just funny, isn't it? The guy's 17. The guy literally got his GCSEs or whatever not too long ago, and he's the only one. He's the only one who offers anything. And the funny thing is as well, he basically created that out of nothing. Yeah, is it the scuba celebration? I said I'll let him off. Mr. Default says Rio washed 2 goals all season. Embarrassing. I mean, that's 2 more goals than Gakpo's got. So we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Sunny says, so Barcelona and Liverpool, we are all in ruins together. Champions League brotherhood. Fun fact, in the last 2 seasons, Barcelona have got 4 red cards in the first half of Champions League, which is the most across Europe. That is a fun fact. I thought you'd be even happier today given the Arsenal result, since we love hating on Arsenal. So when I saw you pop up, I thought you were going to take the mick out of Arsenal, because let's be honest, they deserve it. Ooh, Verts tried the same thing there, but we went over. JJ says, you're really wrong calling Slot an Easter egg. An Easter egg gives something good, but what was it? On a Slot doesn't, yeah. But to be fair, an Easter egg is a hollow shell. So an Easter egg is a hollow shell. And let's be honest, Slot's head is also a hollow shell, because there's absolutely no brain. JJ saying 2-0. I've not seen it yet. It might be from this. Rio again on the left. Gakpo, Salah. Oh wow, 2-0. JJ was correct. Rio started that. I know Rio passed it to Gakpo, and then Gakpo passed it to Salah, but let's pretend Gakpo was not involved, because it's something positive happened. Okay, my prediction was wrong. I was going for 1-0. Miro was saying 2-0. So Miro might be correct. So pass to Verton. The Verton Rio link up, I can't lie, is very, very good. So Rio passed it to Gakpo to Salah. Salah took it first time. Hopefully this gives the team a bit of confidence. I mean, we're still going to get battered by PSG, or as Mr. Default probably said somewhere, 3-2 Fulham. I saw it somewhere, but we'll take it. There you go. 3-2 Fulham. Sonny says, what happened? Tell me what happened. I went to depression after Barcelona lost. Yes, Arsenal lost today. So Arsenal were at home to Bournemouth, and they lost 2-1 at home. So I thought that's what you were gonna refer to. But yeah, let's change the score. You can 100% say that Wirtz was involved in both goals. Is that Ian Rush's wife? She looks like half his age. Wirtz was involved in both goals. And Rio was also involved in both goals. User says, Rio is such a baller. Makes me sad as a Chelsea fan with how poor our wings are. I can't lie. We were pretty lucky to get him from a Chelsea. So he came from Chelsea's kind of youth setup. And we basically poached him. And I think Chelsea have banned Liverpool scouts from their kind of training grounds because we steal talent. But yeah, he did come from the Chelsea setup. What happened to Stefan? Stefan was here somewhere. Alfie's happy. Lala's happy. 2-0 Salah. Thankfully, yeah, thankfully for everybody. Grace says, "How's your day been?" It's been good. It's been busy. It's been busy, but it's been good. I got a lot done. Had a list of about 20 things. I got a good 7 or 8 of them done. So yeah, pretty good. How about you? Now you're right about this. Fred's large testicles says Rio might be your best attacker. I think he is. I think he's the most effective because he's fearless. He's fearless. He will actually take a player on, and he's very forward thinking as well. He's very forward thinking, which I like about him. Maybe it's because he's young, so he doesn't know any better. But we'll take that as a positive. King Slat says, so glad you're not getting overexcited. This is why love your streams. I'm just keeping it real. We are still going to get battered. We're still going to get battered next game. Can't lie. But I'm happy for Rio. I've been wanting him to play more all year because I think he's a real talent. They're not playing him too much because they don't want him to get injured, and I get it, but yeah, they're just showing Rio's goal over and over again. I think in terms of that quality though, in terms of that quality that I think Rio showed there, in terms of unpredictability, number one, in terms of pace, and in terms of aggression to take the shot, I think that's the profile of player that Liverpool need next year. That used to be Salah. That's not Salah anymore because he's about 34, and that's fine. That's not his fault at all. But that Rio type of kind of profile of player, that's what I want Liverpool to sign next year. Curtis Jones has gone down. Gravenberch might be coming on. Isabel says, oh, bugger off. Curtis is talking about his thigh. It looks like Gravenberch is coming on. It's a really unfortunate time. It's a really unfortunate time to come off because it's 45 minutes. Hope is okay. This is the annoying thing about Jones to a certain degree. It's hard for him to get a chance in the team, but then when he gets a chance in the team, then he gets injured. I hope he's okay. I hope it's not anything serious. Jones down is a howler. Oh god, Sean is saying, I feel like we throw the game away in the second half. 2-2, don't want to jinx it though. Well, if that does happen, I will ask you for the lottery numbers because I believe it's the lottery today. I won't lie. I do think Fulham will get a goal in the second half because this team is very fragile and it doesn't have tough mentality. But I'm hoping it's just one goal. If it's a 2-1, I'll be relatively content with that. Still be worried for PSG. I mean, let's be honest. PSG are not one level above Fulham. They're about 20 levels above Fulham. And they've already got 2 goals, but we take it. Grace just chilled on the Xbox most of the day. Fair enough. I've been waiting to play Resident Evil until tomorrow. I'm going to play it tomorrow. Yeah, Stefan lives in Oldham. Abdullah says, honestly, don't think any team in the world can beat PSG. I'd be interested to see them up against Bayern or somebody. So do you reckon PSG will win the Champions League then? Man, it's ice cream man season. But I'm on a diet, so no ice cream. But you can probably hear it if I put this by the window. But I'm on a diet. Yeah, do you reckon PSG will win the Champions League? Could be between PSG and what's his name? Bayern Munich, but let's see. Yeah, as Wisdom says, 2-0 goal isn't quite enough. I'd be a lot more comfortable with a 3-0 goal, but let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens. User who's a Chelsea fan says Liverpool scouts need to be permanently banned from their ground. So for people that don't know, but most people probably do know. So Rio was actually a Chelsea youth player, and we stole him from Chelsea, and then Chelsea banned Liverpool's scouts from stealing any other players. So I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Aiden says, "How you been, mate?" I'm good. Had a good day so far. Had a busy day, but that's good. Liverpool been any better today? Yeah, Liverpool have been better. Winning 2-0. I'd say up until the goal, it felt like the same old story, to be honest with you. It just felt like the same old rubbish. But got a goal. Rio and Gamoa scored. And then Salah scored not too long afterwards. Sonny says, it's either Bayern or PSG with the Champions League, but I don't know. Real Madrid may wake up because it's a tournament knockout format, and Real Madrid know how to win things. Did I tell you? I went to the Bernabeu. I went to the Bernabeu. I went to the Bernabeu tour on Sunday. So I was in the Bernabeu on Sunday in my Liverpool shirt the day after Liverpool got battered 4-0 by Man City. So I thought people were going to take the mick out of me, but people generally stay away because I'm a pretty scary looking. I'm scary looking until you've heard me talk. But so yeah, I was in the Bernabeu in my Liverpool shirt. And yeah, they just got all the Champions League trophies there. It's pretty insane. So you're right, they do kind of know how to win things. So it would not surprise me. It's a 2-1, isn't it? I think it's 2-1 from the last game. So it's not a foregone conclusion that that Bayern Munich are going to go through. What are the odds? Karthik, that's your name. I remember. I was thinking you told me your name. I had to think about it, but it's Karthik. What are the odds we win the Champions League? I mean, very, very high odds. So if you were to bet on that, you'd probably win a lot of money. But I wouldn't bet on it because you'd probably lose the money. Steve says, what about the life Rio has brought to us in that half? It's the life that Rio always kind of brings into this team. Whenever Rio comes on, he just injects a bit of energy. He just injects a bit of positivity. He's always forward thinking. He injects a bit of courage as well. It often feels like Gakpo and Salah, Salah doesn't have the courage that he used to have, which is fine because he's a lot older now. But Gakpo's never had the courage to do the audacious thing. So that's another thing I like about Rio. Just his positivity and the fact that he'll have a shot. He'll have a shot on goal. I understand they're trying to manage his minutes because they don't want a Jadon Dan situation whereby play him a bit too much and he gets injured. So I understand that, but so that's the logical side of my brain understands that, but the selfish side of my brain just wants to see him play every game. Grace says, gonna be honest, I don't know anything about Resident Evil. It's like a horror type of game. But I will be asking you for help because I will get stuck. Without Salah, our attack always feels toothless. Well, Salah has been the biggest part of the attack in the last couple of years, but we'll have to find a way to make it work. Because he's not going to be here. He's got maybe 6 more games maximum, Premier League, 6 more games, and then he's never going to be in the team again. So we have to find a way to make it work. Yeah, they're just replaying the Rio goal, so it was a Wirtz assist. Stefan says, Liverpool are 40-1 to win the Champions League. Put £1 on and lose £1. The thing is, I'd rather spend the pound on what can you buy for £1 these days? What can you even buy for £1 these days? There must be something. On some apples, even though apples cost more than £1. Pint in Tenerife. Or coffee. A coffee in Canada. I should have said. I find that crazy. In Canada, coffees were £1. And if you went to Subway in Canada, a coffee and a cookie was £1. Not £1 each. Not £1 each. £1 you get a coffee and a cookie in the Subway in Canada. How much does that cost here? Like what? £3.50? Something like that? It's crazy. So yeah, I'd spend it in Canada. Sonny says, can you imagine Arsenal winning the Champions League and Premier League? I mean, you'd have to imagine it because it's not going to happen in reality. Because if that happens, oh boy, I can already hear some delusional Arsenal fanboy will say this Arsenal team is an all-time team. But by virtue of being a delusional Arsenal fanboy, they would also say if they didn't win those things. Karthik says Frimpong needs more chemistry with Salah like 66 had. To be honest, it's probably a bit of a dead end now because Salah's going to be gone in about 6 games. So Frimpong needs more chemistry with whoever's going to be there next year. Rio's goal was very good. Freddo's a pad now. I thought Freddo's were 10p, but Freddo's were about 10p maybe 20 years ago. They must be about 50p now. So you can maybe get 2 Freddo's for £1. The thing is, Simon is saying the pass from Gakpo for Salah's goal was actually terrible. I think Gakpo kind of got in the way. I honestly think Gakpo got in the way. I think Rio was trying to pass it to Salah, but because Gakpo's 6'4", as soon as Gakpo sticks his leg out, he got the ball. I think Gakpo gets in the way of that. King Slot says, I can't have yous ruining my weekend. Arsenal lost, Liverpool need to lose, and Fury is knocking out. What time's that's at Wembley, isn't it? So it should be on at normal time. I might have to watch that. The thing is, I don't know the guy he's fighting. He's some random bloke. So unfortunately, I don't think he's getting knocked out. I think he's taking this as a tune-up fight. I think he's taking it as a tune-up fight before the Joshua fight, because he retired. Fucking hell, who's at my door? Sorry. Who the fuck are you? I don't know who the fuck that is, so they can fuck off. I'm coming to, you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't even know who that is. Anyway. Oh, sorry, it's dictator Mbappe. Well, excuse my language then. It's nice putting something through my letterbox. But yeah, Fury. So Fury's fighting some randomer. I reckon he'll probably win that, and then they'll probably set up the Joshua fight after that. How's it going, Rex? Hope you are good. Hope you're good, Hans Niemann. A month ago, I never would have thought Salah, Gakpo, Jones, Konate all on the winning team. I think we have to. It's good that they're winning, but we have to maybe taper our expectations to a certain degree. There it is Fulham, but a win's a win. I mean, we needed it, and we've not even won yet. Might concede 5 goals in the second half. 10:30, Spurs Stadium. Nice. I will have to check that out. Yeah, what's his name? Something with a K, isn't it? It's something with a K. It's just some randomer. Because he retired, because, he was probably trying to get out the steroid pool. And now he's back. He's going to take a tune-up fight and then do the Joshua fight. And then maybe retire for real. You think Rio will start PSG? I hope so, but probably not, is my answer. Rex says, my name is Hakules and I'm a Liverpool fan. You'll never walk around. Very nice. I'm liking it. Whereabouts are you from? Grace says it's me. I'm at your door. It wasn't. It definitely was not you. It was some bloke. I think they're doing like election advertising. So when I was taking a shower earlier, I also had somebody at my door, which is weird because I never get anybody ringing my door unless it's a delivery or unless it's something I know about. So if it's a randomer, I'm like, I ain't opening it. I don't give an F. Don't care. I'm not opening it. I just ignore them. I don't even ask what they want. I just ignore them. Man City is at 61 points with Arsenal at 70, and City's got 2 games in hand. Can they beat Arsenal to the Premier League and save humanity, in your opinion? They can beat Arsenal to the Premier League. They would only partially save humanity because I think humanity would still take a bit of a hit if City were to win another Premier League. But sometimes you got to do a deal with the devil. Arslan Ruslanovic Makhmudov. Is he from like Dagestan? 23 matches, 19-1. Yeah, he gonna get battered. And then be like, yeah, Fury's back. I mean, in some ways, it's a microcosm of this game if you think about it. In this game, Liverpool are Tyson Fury and Fulham are Arslan Makhmudov. So even though we knock Fulham out, it don't really mean much. Second half not started yet, but I will. I've just not paused it. I've just not paused it at half time. It's over for Bellingham. It just nutmegged Mbappe. Fish had dinner. What did you have for dinner? Bobby doesn't want to be that person that takes the credit off Salah, but he's been bad this game. I mean, he didn't do anything until the goal, to be fair. But maybe keep him on for a bit longer and then, yeah, probably switch things up. Maybe Isak, maybe Ekitike. I'm from the Pearl of Africa. Try to guess. Is that Uganda? Is Uganda the Pearl of Africa? Was it Nigeria? The thing is, I have Googled this because somebody has mentioned that before. I think it might be Uganda. Johnny is a bit weird. It took you that long to notice. Jonathan is the most weird creature in the history of creatures. But he means well, so I'll give him that. He lives in Canada. I don't blame him. I love Canada. Android 18. I get it. I mean, I get why people call Gakpo Android 18, but this confused me for a bit because Android 18 is a woman. Android 18 is a blonde woman. So I was like, do you mean Gakpo? But I get it. Gakpo is more like Android 16. Do you remember Android 16? Where he was the big bulky one who wasn't very fast. Gakpo would be more like Android 16, but appreciate that's a different number from his shirt number. Most people probably don't know what I'm talking about. It was a bloke, to be fair, so it could have been you. And he did have a blue jacket on, so it could have been. Ekitike is injured. He's on the bench. I hope it's not a serious injury. I just want to see Isak. I can't lie. Half the reason I'm here is for Alexander Isak. Salah leaves. What right winger do you think we would get? I would say Elise or Esteval. I mean, there's no chance we get Esteval from Chelsea. I'd say it's dependent on what manager comes in next, because you can make an argument. If Alonso comes in next, is he going to play with traditional wingers? If the answer is no, then you probably don't need a direct right winger. But if it's Andoni Iraola or somebody else, then I wouldn't mind Elise. I'd quite like Elise. Grace is here. Grace is the hat judger. Okay, now the second half started. I'll set the timer to what it should be. Shit. It's only because I couldn't be bothered to pause it during half time, because it takes like a couple of button clicks. There you go. I course I know Dragon Ball. Can you see there's some Dragon Ball stuff on that shelf. Can you not see it? So there's Beerus. Can you see Beerus? There's Beerus at the top. So there's Beerus there. Oh, I forgot to say, I put the Grim Reaper on the screen because I thought we were going to die. But there's Beerus at the top. There's that's Perfect Cell over there. And then go down the shelf. That's Vegito. I think that's Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. So yes, I know what I'm talking about. So when people were calling him Android 18, I was like, huh? What do you mean Android 18? Do you mean Android 16? So Salah is leaving this season. So does he make an all-time Premier League 11? It's who would be the options for the right wing over someone like Ronaldo? I think you can make the argument that what Salah did in the Premier League has exceeded what Ronaldo did in the Premier League. But generally, as a player, like if you take prime Ronaldo over prime Salah, then yeah, I'd put prime Ronaldo over prime Salah. So it depends how you what logic you're using to build the team. Hans Niemann watched Dragon Ball as well. Quite a few fans. Mo Scalt is Easter for Mo Scalt tomorrow in Serbia. Very nice. Yeah, 16 was the one who died. So 16 was the one where Sal stepped on his head. And then Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 and then beat up Cell. Yeah, that was Android 16. Arsenal bottle is so possible. I've been saying this all year. So if it happens, I'll be pretty happy about that. Can't lie. Grace would like Brian and Buemo. That's not going to happen. There's no chance. It could have maybe happened before he went to United. But yeah, won't happen now. Isabel can see Cell and Beerus. Beerus on the other side. The Beerus is pretty good. And the Vegito, which is a slightly smaller one there. Pizza Boy says, was the Rio goal a banger? I think it qualifies. I think it qualifies as a banger. It was very good. Slot out Gandalf. Were you saying earlier? You were commenting. You were saying slot out Arteta in, and then you were saying Arteta out slot in, and I was like, which one is it? Which one is it? Because they're opposites. King Slot says no. Ronaldo was better than Salah. Salah makes the bench. That's it. Fair enough. If that's the logic, and to be honest, that as logic makes more sense in terms of if you're putting a Premier League 11 together, put the players based on their prime. Then yeah, I'd put Ronaldo 100%. Arsenal lost against Bournemouth. They did 2-1 at home, which is absolutely hilarious. And I think their only goal was a penalty. So the bottle job is commencing. 16 is the ginger one, the bold one, with the kind of ginger mohawk. 17 and 18 were the twins, yes. So 17 was the male twin, 18 was the female twin. 18 was draining one that got killed by Vegeta, and 18 was the one that got absorbed by Cell second. 17 got absorbed first, I think, from what I recall. But yeah, this is why people calling Gakpo Android 18. I get it. I mean, it's kind of funny, but I was like, huh? I think Fish's team are in a cup final or something. I think he was saying. SD says, I think Wirtz is going to score in this half. Well, he got an assist and he also played a key role in the second goal. So He's playing well today. What are the match stats currently? Liverpool versus Fulham. Let me see if I can show you. What particular stats are you interested in? Those stats? Liverpool 1 expected goal, 1 big chance, 10 shots. The big chances would insinuate it should maybe be 1-0 rather than 2-0, but it is what it is. Where the hell is the German national team Wirtz in the Liverpool shirt? The thing is, my opinion on this is international football is very, very different to the point where it's almost a different sport because the players have so much more space in international football. There's a lot less closing down, there's a lot less energy, and there's a lot less aggression. I think that type of game suits Wirtz more compared to the Premier League where he's getting pressed every 2 seconds. So I often don't think it's Wirtz should have probably scored there. He should have scored there. I just think he gets a lot more time and a lot more freedom and a lot more space in the national team. Snowier Gem says, would you mean more towards Slot or the players on who you're disappointed with this season? I'd go with the manager because number one, it's easier to blame the manager. And it just annoyed me that he's changing things around now from a tactical perspective, but I feel like these changes should have come a lot sooner. There were games where we'd lose, and then the next game you'd play the same formation, we'd lose. Next game you play the same formation, we'd lose. So that's kind of irritated me. I don't think the players are without fault, but the vibe I get is, that's a really nice pass by Wirtz to Rio. The vibe I get is that he's fallen out with some of the players. And I think once you've fallen out with some of the players, it's pointless buying 5 new players, as an example. It's pointless buying 5 new players because 6 of those players you've already fallen out with. So I just unfortunately think it may have been a conflict of personality. So you just have to change the manager, I think. Android 18 is the white girl with blonde hair. Why is Gakpo being compared to her? This is what I was saying. I think they're calling him Android 18 because he's an android and because he wears the number 18 on the back of his shirt. So that's why I think they were doing it. But yeah, it confused me as well because I was like, hold on, Android 18 is a woman. I don't get it. But then I was like, oh, okay. It's because of his shirt number. Fish says, why my message is not popping up? Well, this one is popping up. Grace says, what time are you doing the gaming stream tomorrow? I don't know, but good question. I will let you know. International football is slower than Premier League. That's why he's better for Germany. I agree. And I think Champions League football as well, generally speaking, I'd say generally speaking, it's slower than Premier League because not every team in the Champions League is PSG, right? Sometimes you face a Galatasaray. So I think that's why it suits him a bit more. Górnik are in the Polish FA Cup final on May 2nd and they haven't won anything since 1988. So it's good news for Górnik and Mr. Fish. Indeed it is. Did you send him? You left Fish a message earlier where you were saying they last won something in 1988, which is before you were born. And I was like, that's a bit blunt, but it might be factual. Moscal says, I really think Arbeloa is again, unfortunately, the problem for Madrid. Like, I don't know, but it's always the manager. Is it always the manager? Do you not think it's? I wouldn't necessarily say it's just the players, but it just seems like it's an environment whereby the players, by the ownership or whatever, are given too much power and are given power to usurp the manager. Ooh, good pass by Wirtz to Frimpong, but poor cross. Wirtz has been playing quite well this game, I can't lie. It's probably a collection of things, but by the same token, it's tough to call Madrid a problem if they still manage to win trophies. Joseph says, what is Gakpo? He's not good enough to be a striker and he's ineffective as a winger. He's a scarecrow. He's essentially a scarecrow because he just stands there still in one spot. In terms of why is he benching some of the players today? Maybe saving them for PSG, but it seems to have worked. I just don't want to fall down on the trend of blaming the manager before looking at any of the players. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I think you could. I think the honest answer and the correct answer is to say that they are maybe both at fault. There's a level of fault at the manager and there's also a level of fault on the players. But when every player is bad, when every single player is bad, I just find the likelihood of the cause is it's the manager rather than something going wrong with 23 different people. If that makes sense. When every single player is terrible, then it most likely is the manager, or it most likely is tactical. Whereas if it was say 4 or 5 players that were not playing good, but other players were, then I'd lean towards it being those players. Arsenal bottling again. Let's go. Same story every year. Talk big, get really, really excited, and then bottle it when it matters. I mean, Kroenke out is going to start very soon. If it hasn't started already. That's a very, very unfortunate name that is. I think that's Arne Slot's favourite player. No way, Bodo Glimt losing right now against Viking. I would have expected Bodo Glimt to do a bit more. Who would you want to replace Arne Slot? I'd love Alonso. I'd love Alonso. I'd love Enrique. I'd be open to like an Iraola. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was some sort of bougie choice that nobody knows about, you know, like, oh, we are hiring the manager of Macedonia under 17s, and he's a really good prospect. It wouldn't surprise me if it was something like that. Jonathan is funny sometimes, and he said the live is AI. He is funny sometimes, but I don't get that. How is it AI? This proves Robertson should start over Kerkez. Well, Robertson's gone at the end of the season. So I'm more curious what's going to happen. Is Tsimikas going to come back? Or are they going to get another left back? What's the deal there? If I'd have to pick who to pick over Slot, I would take Alonso or Company. I wouldn't want Company because of the whole Man City link. And also, I feel like what Alonso did with Leverkusen in terms of winning the league in terms of going unbeaten, I think that's very valuable. Alonso's also experienced with Frimpong, experienced with Florian Wirtz, so he's got that relationship, and he's also a former player, which isn't normally a sole indicator, but if there's other positives, I feel like that can boost that person being a good choice. Would you take Oliver Glasner as manager? I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't be the first choice, but there's worse. there's worse that could be done. Do you think when Salah leaves, Frimpong right wing is good? I mean, Frimpong can do a job at right wing, but for me, he's not a starting right winger. A lot of this though is dependent on which manager comes in next. If Alonso comes in, is Alonso going to want to play 3 at the back with wing backs? In which case, you probably don't need a traditional winger. It's highly dependent on who comes in next. Fish says, "Long live Gonik." I mean, you could just put that sentence in every single game. So I believe this is the 31st game of the season. Any game from game week 1 to 30, you could put that sentence and it'd be correct. Slot out manager of Macedonia under 17 women. You've added that. You've added that bit in. It wouldn't surprise me if it's some sort of non-conventional answer that they go for. Because let's be honest, when Slot was hired, nobody really had him on the radar. It was, Liverpool are going to get Ruben Amorim, or Liverpool are going to get somebody else. Nobody really was looking at Slot. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was someone like that. I didn't think it would be a problem at the start of the season, but I feel having too many new players, not having the same core of the previous seasons, combined with Slot's first real season is why we're here. I think you're right. I think it's a combination of those things. Because naturally there's a bedding in time with new players. I was talking about it from a defense perspective. I was like, okay, Frimpong's going to be a new right back. Kirkes is a new left back, so we've changed at least half the defense. That feels quite kind of significant. So it's probably a collection of things, but I would say even when you combine those things, it doesn't excuse how bad some of these performances have been. As an example, if you were to win the league and then these things were to happen, I would then expect at the very least, say, a comfortable top 4. I wouldn't expect, say, losing 4-1 to PSV and that kind of thing. So, but I think you're right. But imagine this company comes to Liverpool. Liverpool sign Harry Kane. Liverpool are not going to sign Harry Kane when they have Isak and they have Ekitike. And Liverpool are not going to sign Manuel. That won't happen. But yeah, I wouldn't want Vincent Kompany given his Man City links. That'd be no thank you. Would you be happy with Nagelsmann as manager? Not really. I mean, it would be more of a if this is the guy that they're saying is the right guy, I'll wait and see what happens, I guess. It would be more of a cautiously curious rather than a happy. Konate is overhated and sometimes not hated enough. Would you be happy with Paul Blart as manager? Is that like Mall Cop or something? Is that a movie? And the answer is yes, I would, yes. Mall Cop by day, Liverpool manager by night. Would I be happy with Ronaldo as manager? No, absolutely not. Kareem says, dans le leg deuxième. Paris will cook us. Oui, c'est vrai. Je connais. Demont says City or United. I was going to answer that, but since you said because I'm a United fan, then I'll say United. Grace really wants that boxing game, but it's £20 on Xbox. You don't want that game. That game's rubbish. This is undisputed. Honestly, it looks fun. It looks fun, but the hit detection on the punches is completely off. Trust me, you'd be wasting your money. What about Ian Rush's manager? Nope. I don't believe he's got any kind of management experience, to be honest. Grace says, will there ever be a stream without a hat? Possibly. Fish says yes. Fish has decided for me that they will. Watching the recent club interview, a Milner or Henderson type of player would be great for us. They would be great for us. How would you profile that type of player in terms of, or should I say, when you say Milner / Henderson type of player, what aspect specifically are you referring to? Do you mean leadership? Do you mean energy? Do you mean aggression? Or do you mean combination of all those things? Ooh, good tackle by Sabazlai. I just want somebody who's like some sort of kind of hard tackler / ball winner type of midfielder. I like Gravenberch, but he's a bit of a ballet dancer. He's a bit too silky. Sometimes I want someone a bit more grungy. But will it happen? Who knows? Hope you guys get Champions League spot because Chelsea's too bad. I hope we get it as well. What about Memphis Defy? No. I play UFC 5. That's not boxing, it's an MMA game. Do you think we'll come back versus PSG? Nope. We might get a goal. You never know. But PSG 2-0 up. And PSG can very easily get another goal. Isak's coming on. This is why I'm here. Isak's coming on. As Isabel says. I was literally that cat as well. I was like, Isak's coming on. Wirtz is coming on. Wirtz has a good game. Can't lie. It's a good game. McAllister's coming on. Joe Gomez is coming on. And Isak's coming on. It's a bit disappointing that we don't get to see the link between Wirtz and Isak. But it's okay. It is what it is. Alfie says, can I guess your age? 36? Pretty much. Very close. Don't think Van Dijk was ever cut out to be a leader like them. He is a leader. He is a leader. He's a different type of leader. I think you get different types of leaders. Van Dijk seems to be a very good leader when things are going well. Whereas you could say Henderson and Milner were perhaps better leaders when things were going not as well. Ryan Sessegnon is on. I forgot that guy existed. Do you reckon Spurs get relegated? I doubt it. Grace also plays Fight Night Champion. That's a very good boxing game. Fight Night Champion is a lot better than the Undisputed games. Yeah, as Nate says, I'm glad we're winning, but I'm not getting overexcited. Fish says, would you like Fish to be the Liverpool manager? I would. I would like you to be the Liverpool manager, but I don't feel like we can afford your wages. Has Isak looking lively? Isabel still rates Sessegnon. Sessegnon is a Liverpool fan. I remember that from somewhere. He went to Spurs. I can't remember where he was at before Spurs, but wherever he went to before Spurs, I wanted him then. Who knows if he went to Liverpool, maybe things would have turned out differently. But he was very highly rated as a youngster. Stefan says, you're not here for Isak, you're here for us. I'm here for both of you. Yeah, I remember, yeah. We were going to sign him once upon a time. And whatever football manager game was out at a similar sort of time, he was very good in that. So I remember thinking, wow, he's amazing in Football Manager. I'm sure he'll be amazing when we sign him as well. But he turned out we didn't get him. Spurs got him, which is unfortunate. Fight Night has boxers. Ooh, Fulham are through, but good defending by Van Dijk. Tyson Fury's in the undisputed game, and so is Muhammad Ali. But it's not a good game. Fight Night's a lot better. Yeah, what was what was Barcelona doing there? So Barcelona just casually lets casually lets the guy past him. Crossed in, but nothing happens. What time's this going to finish? It's going to finish about 7:30. That should be enough time to do a bit of gardening, I think, after. So Cody Mateus Gakpo gets the ball on the left, and guess what he does? Guess what he does when he gets the ball on the left? I mean, I think the fucking clown was offside, but guess what he does when he gets the ball on the left? He cuts inside. I know you're gonna do that. I know you're gonna do that. So these defenders know you're gonna do that. So he cuts inside, tries to kick it, but the ball gets cleared. Why is Gakpo still on the pitch? I knew he was gonna do that. What's the point of him? I'm trying not to hate on him too much, but sometimes I feel like I don't hate on him enough because I know you're gonna do that. You're in acres of space. Just do something slightly different for once. But no, I'm gonna cut inside. to test him. Fish, is this the same chicken or is this like different chickens? Grace says, how do you feel that you have fans? I don't know. Apparently we are looking at bringing Wilson back in the summer. As in Harry Wilson? Do you reckon he'd start? For Liverpool? What's the hat choice tomorrow? Good question. I have got one more new hat that you've not seen, but I don't know if I'll wear that tomorrow. Fish says green. Stefan's waiting for the game to finish before he rings my doorbell again and before I start swearing 500 times saying, who the F is this at the door? The thing that annoys me, thing that irritates me is it's this notion of, oh, it's the weekend, people will be at home, therefore we'll ring their doorbell. They say, no, F off, it's my day off, go away. I will ring their doorbell and tell them about XYZ. I don't want to know. It pisses me off, man. Like, he was there for a while and I'm like, dude, go away. Fish says, next country you visiting? Sweden. It's on the bank holiday where it's the Man United game, so I won't be here for that. But it's probably a good thing. Sweden for like 4-5 days, something like that. But after that, I have nothing. So I might do one more before the summer, but I don't know. Van Dijk with a terrible header. I wonder, in Sweden, are things from IKEA cheaper because it's like actually Swedish? I might have to check that out. But yeah, Sweden, and then I don't have anything else yet planned, but I will probably plan something else. Oh, as in they're thinking to play Wilson. And they're thinking to play Wilson on the left. He'd be an upgrade over Gakpo, but so would. There's a cone on the pitch with like a ball in it. That cone would also be an upgrade over Gakpo. Salah volley completely effed her up. This is the thing. They don't ring the door during the week. They ring it on a Saturday because they think, hey, people are going to be home. What is a positive is I have a drive, but I don't have a car. So they see there's no car there, and then eventually they scuttle away. But it's this notion, oh, people are home. We'll bother them on the weekend. No, don't bother me on the weekend. F off. That's twice it's happened today, and I don't know if it's the same person, but it just irritates me. Yeah, the header was terrible. Ooh, Isak almost scored there. Salah. Isak's movement is, and I don't want to exaggerate, but Isak's movement is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Fish said, no, not Sweden. 3-2 World Cup qualifier against us. Well, when I go, I will tell them that Fish does not like them. But yeah, after Sweden, I don't have anything planned, but I will find something. I was going to go Canada again. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. That just went wide. I was going to go Canada again, but it starts to get proper expensive before summer and summer. So I think I'll go after the World Cup. Maybe October. In October time, it gets a lot better. So last year I went in October. So probably go in October again. You've got this, yeah. Hopefully we can just hang on. Fulham are getting a couple of chances here and there, but we're able to hang on. Grace says, wait, you're in your 30s, but you don't have a car. How'd you get to shops or further places? Well, I have a license. I just don't really need a car. I got a train station by my house, but if I'm catching an early flight, like a 3 a.m. flight, I just get an Uber. Because then you don't have to park. You just get the Uber, get out. And that seems to work pretty well for me. So it's either a train or a flight or an Uber. Stefan has arrived at my house to sign me up to the Cody Gakpo fan club and take you on a bus ride to Oldham. That's all. Why is the Cody Gakpo fan club based in Oldham? that is the question. And what does the fan club entail? Is there a visit to the one-star Indian restaurant, the one-star Middle Eastern restaurant? That's 1 star in hygiene, I should specify. You seen the new video on my channel? I have not. What is it about? Harry Wilson's coming off. They do love their headbands at Fulham, don't they? Harry Wilson's got a headband. Raul Jimenez has got a headband. Did they buy like a multi-pack and then kind of, dish them out amongst the team? Come on, hold on for 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, that's all we need. Oh yeah, I saw that. I commented on that. I said Sijin pecs. That's better. Isak to McAllister. Oh, it's gone to Gakpo. Nothing's going to happen. Yep, nothing happens. McAllister, decent shot, but goes wide. Isak does look genuinely very fit. He looks a lot fitter than he did earlier in the season. Got a feeling, I got a feeling Isak's gonna score today. Fish says, when's Topps trading Premier League trading cards? It's still on my list to do. One of the downsides is about that is if I get trading cards and there's players in there I don't like, what do I do about that? Like, do I have to store a trading card with Harry Maguire in my house somewhere? We have a Hyundai Tucson. Very nice. What is your opinion of that? Is it something you approve of? When you see McAllister be like, oh, F off after his shit, yeah. He probably should have done better with that. Mr. says, as a United fan, you lot should sell Gakpo. He is garbage. He is, but to sell him, somebody has to be wanting to buy him. I don't think anybody would pay money for him. He's that crap. We can't even give him to a charity shop. You know, sometimes you can give things to charity shops. Charity shops don't accept shit. Are they going to like put him on a shelf? Imagine if he's just sitting on a shelf. Nobody's going to want to take him or buy him. So we can't give him away. We definitely can't sell him and we can't give him away. We're just going to have to... My suggestion is put him in a field as a scarecrow. Because he's very good at just standing in one spot and doing absolutely nothing. At least he'll be useful in a farm. But other than that, we'd be struggling. The Gakpo fan club meet every Tuesday and wear their Cody Gakpo shirts, sing Gakpo songs and watch Gakpo videos. Is there some sort of ceremony? Is there some sort of ceremony to the mighty Gakpo at the end? Do you summon the spirit of Cody? I mean, I'm a bit concerned about the Gakpo fan club. It sounds like a Gakpo cult. What happened to Delhi, as in what? Delhi Ali? Oh, right, fair enough. After his shot. Yeah. If you don't make the Champions League, then slot out. I'd say slot out even if they make the Champions League. The only slight condition where I wouldn't mind him staying is if Liverpool win the Champions League. But let's be honest, that's not going to happen. I would get rid. Because, to be honest, if you keep him, maybe for the first 3-4 games of next season, it's fine. But then the window will close, and then he'll upset people again, and then November will be rubbish, October before that will be rubbish, December will be rubbish. I'm not doing this again. So the only condition where I'd keep him is if Liverpool win the Champions League. But let's be honest, you're more likely to get hit by an asteroid. Gakpo is more likely to do something useful than Liverpool are to win the Champions League. That's how unlikely it is. So I'd perhaps say thank you, but let's move on. Grace has a nice car, the Hyundai. His football is negative. He's a bold Arteta. Bold Arteta. That's probably quite the insult. But yeah, I'd be ready to move on at this point. But he will be remembered fondly, I think, after a few years. But it is time to move on. Did you like phonics and spelling in school? I don't remember that far back. Oh, is this the Mario Kart game that you bought with your money that you earned from the gardening? Sounds pretty good. Slot won the league with all the club players. The moment he got his own team, he is horrible. I think there's perhaps more to it than that as well. His attitude to management feels more autocratic and less democratic. So I feel like Klopp had more of a democratic approach to kind of management, whereas hugs and getting everyone involved and that sort of thing. Whereas Slot isn't warm like that. He's more autocratic. He's perhaps more cold. He's more, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. So I think it's also a case of when a new manager comes in who's like that, who tries to, I don't want to say boss people around, but when a new manager comes in who's like that, who wants to boss people around, that does have an immediate effect in the short term. But over the long term, people just turn off. People just stop listening to you. People think, oh, he's an idiot. So I think eventually that autocratic approach of management doesn't work in the long term. So I think that's also what we're seeing a symptom of. I don't think the symptom is solely down to the players, because Slot bought some players. He didn't change the entire squad. So I'd suspect it's down to this, just the way he manages things as well. And I think that's evident in some of the things that he says in his press conferences. It was muscle memory. Fair enough. How am I looking for calories burnt? I'm on 530 for the day, which is okay for this time. Mamardashvili's been alright. Hasn't really had anything. Hasn't really had anything to do. But he also hasn't screwed anything up, so I think that's important. Apparently, there were loads of tickets available. There were loads of tickets available at Anfield today. And to be honest, I checked. I did check. I did log on to ticketing.lfc.com at about 11 o'clock. And sure enough, there were a bunch of tickets available. So I was tempted. I can't lie, I was tempted. But I thought, you know what? I've already created the stream. It would be a bit rude to say, you know what, I'm cancelling the stream because I got tickets. So I said, nah, I'm not that kind of person. But I can't lie, the thought did cross my mind. Odds of Liverpool winning are 40-1. Odds of getting hit by a meteor 100 billion to 1. Are you sure those are not the wrong way around? I would definitely argue Liverpool's odds are 100 billion to 1. When I say muscle memory, what I meant was it's a Klopp's team with Klopp nature about it. Still no transfers. That says all. True. And I think also they had a high level of fitness. So they still had that fitness from, say, the intense training that they were previously doing. Whereas I feel like with the kind of current manager, they perhaps don't train as hard, and I think that's reflected in the lack of miles they do on the pitch. So it's almost as if 6 months of not working out as hard, you don't really see it. Whereas 18 months of not working out as hard, you see the end result. Billy feels like we've done good, but could score more if Gakpo wasn't on top. I agree. He got into like an amazing opportunity, and I was thinking, please don't cut inside, please don't cut inside, please don't cut inside. Guess what he does? He cuts inside, walks it straight at the defender. If I was to look for some sort of positivity here, I would say hopefully the minutes that he's played today means he does not even touch the bench against PSG and does not touch the pitch. I hope that's I hope there's something in that, you know. Get him to play as many minutes as we can today so that he does nothing against PSG. I wonder how much injury time is going to be. 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes to not screw this up. Billy says Rio should have gotten more minutes. He's therefore proved himself. I agree. I think Rio's Is it fair to say Rio's maybe the most dangerous forward in the squad? Because whenever he gets the ball, he's always doing this tricky stuff, right? Tricky step overs, cutting inside, maybe sometimes going outside. He's so unpredictable and he's so forward focused. It's almost as if he's the most dangerous player we have at the moment. The fact that he got taken off, though, the fact that he got taken off, hopefully means he plays a bit against PSG. I mean, I don't know if he's got school the next day. Would he have school the next day? You know, I think he could play against PSG at 9:30. But does he have like A-level maths the next morning? I mean, we need to consider these things. But I hope he gets game time. Ekatike says start Rio more. I love it whenever Rio's playing. I'd start him against PSG. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The first thing is I was thinking, why is Gakpo still on the pitch? And then I had the thought, okay, maybe they're just trying to tire him out, get as many minutes into his legs as they can today, so that we don't have to put up with him against PSG. I want to see Gakpo start. Sorry, not Gakpo. Jesus Christ, no, not Gakpo. I want to see Rio start against PSG. 100%. Isak needs to play a role. Ekatike needs to play a role. Gakpo needs to play no role. Sometimes the Premier League comes down to you to win the league, and certain teams have to lose the league. Arsenal and City did that last season. That is true. Fulham player complaining. Just need to get up. I want to see Rio, Salah, Isak up top. I was thinking that as well. Isak's looked very good this game. I've been happy with him. He's looked lively. He's looked energetic. He actually does look more fit than he looked at the start of the season. Ball bouncing around in the box, but nothing happens. McAllister tries to clear it with a pass, but it gets intercepted. Rio's got the player of the match. Good for him. To be honest, if Rio is not playing and Rio doesn't do that kind of trickery, and if Rio doesn't get that goal, who knows what would happen? Because before the Rio goal, things were not particularly good. Rio got that goal, and then Salah got a goal immediately after. So if Rio doesn't do that, could it be 1-0 to Fulham right now? The referee just blew the whistle because Gakpo touched the ball. Even the referee doesn't want Gakpo to touch the ball. He's like, Cody, leave the ball alone. I understand why Ekatike hasn't been put on because of Tuesday, which is good. That, makes sense. When they're resting for that game. Full time. It is full time. Liverpool have won a game of football. I'm in shock, but it's a good shock. Rio got man of the match. Hopefully he gets a rest now. When is the game? Is it Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday, right? So yeah, hopefully he gets a rest for a couple of nights, and then can play against PSG. Michael says won a game, still fifth, but it's a fifth that we need to cling on to with the tips of our fingers and the tips of our nails, because if we don't, Chelsea will get it, and then there'll be no Champions League. Mo Scout says good game. I thought that was a good game as well. I know the bar for good games has not been particularly high at the moment, given it was a PSG battering before this, and it was a Man City battering before that, but good match. Yeah, even the referee even the referee was like, you know what, I'm just gonna call offside. I do not want to see Cody running like a duck, because he does kind of run like a duck if you think about it, running like a duck and then cutting inside and whacking whacking the ball over. It's crazy remembering United will be. Oh yeah, that is crazy. But it'll be interesting to see how they do with Champions League, given they didn't have it this year. Isabel says, "Do you have a Discord?" I do not. I mostly just use YouTube, to be honest. So I think Grace quite often leaves comments, and then I just get back to it that way. Reluctant Gamer says, who scored? Rio Ngamoa scored first goal. So he's the 17-year-old winger that we have. Mo Salah scored the second goal. Isak looked pretty good. He came on for about 30 minutes. He does look a lot fitter than he did when he first joined. He didn't get a goal, but I'm happy with that performance from him. Keel says, if some of our players that were subbed in earlier, we would have had more goals. Gakpo should have gone. I agree. I would say the comforting thought is if Gakpo's played like significant minutes here today, that will mean hopefully he's not going to touch the pitch against Le Paris. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The time's still on. Stop it. There you go. It is paused. I don't like hating on one of our players, but when a player keeps getting game time for no reason, especially earlier in the season, at least now he's starting to get dropped a bit. But it was worse earlier in the season where he just wouldn't get dropped even though he was terrible. Harvey just chill says, how many minutes till the end of the game? You can just chill because the game's finished. It was 4 minutes of injury time. I just stopped it late, so it's a good win. Mo Scout says, bro, Barcelona just playing around with clubs, I swear. they have a tendency to do that. 2-1 against Espanyol, and at 87 minutes, 3-1, 4-1. Wow. Quite a few good games today. That's a decent day then. So Liverpool won a game. Everton drew a game. And Arsenal lost a game. That's a pretty good Saturday. I can't lie. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good Saturday if you think about it. Liverpool won their game. Everton drew their game. And Arsenal lost their game. I think that's pretty good as far as Saturdays generally go from a football perspective. Still think we're finished on Tuesday. Oh, we're 100% finished. But hopefully the players can prove me wrong. Hopefully they show a bit of fight. If they, I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that they're probably going to go out. Because even if Liverpool score 2, PSG are definitely getting at least 1. But if they can just show, a bit of fight, a bit of energy, a bit of togetherness, a bit of positivity, a bit like, it is what it is. There's no point me crying about it. But yeah, I suspect it's a foregone conclusion. I really hope Arsenal bottle the league. Like those quadruple dreams from Arsenal fans, just diabolical. The quadruple dreams, which then became treble dreams, which are now double dreams, which will then become trophy dreams, which will then become next season dreams. Yeah, I can't say it for Barcelona anymore. Yeah, it doesn't. Is that the whole Lons thing? The whole Lons thing, where they ask for a rest. I mean, the fact that this game has been played is probably good for us. It allowed us to get a bit of confidence. It allowed us to get a win and allowed us to get a bit of confidence. Unfortunately, I suspect it's not enough. But even if this was a 5-0 win, it wouldn't be enough. They just keep showing Rio's scuba celebration. Let's all laugh at Arsenal. We've been laughing at Arsenal for a couple of years. Also, Bayern playing around with club 6-0 right now against St. Pauli. That's Bayern for you. That's Bayern for you. Constantly playing around with whoever they face. Even if it's Real Madrid. They were even playing around with Real Madrid. Is it? They can't officially be relegated already. No, it's too close yet. They can't officially be relegated yet. They're on 30 points. Nah, still close. Still anything could happen. So they could get what? 21. They could get 51 points. They could finish fifth. I almost feel like if Liverpool get past PSG, which again they ain't gonna do, but if they get past PSG, then you'd be like, you know what, we beat PSG. Bayern are also gonna be no problem, but I don't see that happening. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. I'm gonna go do some gardening because it's that time of year. But yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday, where hopefully we put in a good performance against PSG. But we shall have to wait and see. Anyway, have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys then. Take care, Moskelt. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Spurs. But yeah, have a good Easter. See you Tuesday, Isabel. Take care, guys. I'm gonna go plant my strawberries in the garden. So yeah, take care.